simple. It's good.
Not every man wants a woman who can cook him up a good meal. Some niggas just want a bitch that'll just let him sit and chill on his ass. I'm just playing. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Keith. How the fuck are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Y'all know that's my favorite thing to start off, like, how are y'all doing? Because, you know, nobody ever checks on me to see how I'm doing. So, you know, I think it's just, like, okay for me to check on y'all and be like, how the fuck y'all doing? Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into a few things, but you know how I do like to start off the week. So I just want to go ahead and say, first, like, share, and subscribe to this video. I've been amazing, everybody. I finally released the stress demon off of me. And y'all know I was telling y'all last week, like, Jesus, I broke down and was crying and was this and that, and then I got paid, and a little bit of that money was able to stretch. So I said, nigga, sit your ass down and take a nap. No, but anyway, I really do hope everybody's having an amazing, because guess what? It's about to be May. What can I do? It's not enough for you. Don't wanna lose it, but something. I don't know. Listen, y'all know I love to sing, even though I can't do it. It's not really like a talent of mine. I'm good at everything else, but that does not seem to be one of them. Anyway, so real quick, you know how I do love to do this mental health check-in. So I really want to make sure that y'all are taking time to comment down below. Tell me how y'all are doing. You know, you don't have to get super into detail if that's not what you're into, but I would also love to be able to engage with the people who, you know, are in my business all the time. I want to get a little bit in y'all's business. So again, like I said before I started having those issues, like, share, subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into a few things. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into. First off, listen, it's the chief. Sorry. Y'all know how I get. Look, this ain't the first drink I done had. Y'all know last week I was on the same shit. So just bear with me and just, you know, look, we in this together, okay? Okay, and yes, it's Chief Keef section 2, so. Alrighty. So, the first thing that I wanted to talk about this week is going to be funny guys getting the pussy. And I know that sounds crazy, right? But I really think there's something about that. And on the other scope of it, you have to think, funny guys get the pussy, but then the funny girls, they get friend zoned. And I wonder what that is. Because I've always, for me personally, I always thought that I was always too goofy to be sexy, but apparently people think that my goofiness is sexy. And that's why I've always kind of said, like, if your nigga got jokes and strokes, oh shit, all shit. All the cool points out the window, and he's gonna have you straight tripping, boo. Which kind of brings me back to that conversation where I was like, you know, I don't want no real good sex, but you know, this ain't about that right now. We'll talk about that later. Cause I like to think straight. I like to think straight. Anyway, what is it about a man who is funny, or a man who can crack jokes, or a man who, you know, just is witty? What about that makes y'all want to lay it low and spread it wide? I'm really curious about that, because I personally have had the experience of me thinking that I'm super awkward, I'm super like weird or something like that. People think that it's sexy. And so I'm wondering, do y'all think like the Kevin Harts are sexy, like the Marlon Wayans, the DC McFly? Anyway, but I'm more so thinking because I've seen interviews of people like who she played, Joan Clayton, Terry Ellis Ross, who was saying that she was so used to playing the goofy role that she just kind of felt like she was labeled as that goofy, you know, girl, and she never really felt like she was the sexy one. And I somehow kind of understand, but apparently it's a double standard when it comes to guys. So I'm really curious. Do y'all like funny dudes? Do y'all like funny girls? What is it about the girls that when they're funny that makes them like the homie? I really want to know that, because I ain't gonna hold you. I know some really funny ass girls, but then they are just kind of automatically like the homie. So is it the dynamic of like, I get the joke back and forth with my homie, and that kind of just make him one of the dudes or something like that? I want y'all to tell me how that is. Personally, I feel like nobody will ever forget me, ever. Like, if you date me or something like that, no nigga's ever gonna be able to make you laugh like I do, ever. And you're always gonna miss that, always. Especially you got jokes and strokes. Yo, that motherfucker ain't going nowhere as I sit here single on my couch talking to myself. Whatever. Anyway, so again, I want y'all to go ahead, because you know a lot of these things I just kind of like, these are things that I want to get y'all's perspective on, and then we can kind of get into deeper conversations as people respond. And I actually got some responses for the conversation from last week as well. So I do want y'all to go ahead and comment that for me, pretty please. And then I'm gonna create a challenge for y'all, right? We're always talking about red flags. Do we ever really take time to think about like the green flags? Because I've been seeing this a lot on Twitter, right? People just saying green flags, and they've been putting up, one or two things that means a lot to them to see from their partner. And I think that is such a glass half full kind of way to look at it, because we're always focused on negative. We never really care about what somebody is actually doing, opposed to like everything that they can't do for us. So I was wanting to do like a challenge. I want everybody to do me a favor, and I want you all during this video, after the video, whenever, I want you all to comment for me, what are 5 green flags that you see in a partner that attracts you to them. I listed out a few of them, which I feel like I have a lot more, because I just feel like I can see a lot of potential in people. But my green flags are going to be, one is going to be accountability. If you can take accountability for your actions, if you can take accountability for the things you say, the things you do, for your goals, if you could just take accountability for yourself as a person, that's green flag. Ding, 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 ding. My next green flag is the willingness to learn. Sometimes people as adults, I for some reason think that they just feel like, oh, I'm grown, can't nobody teach me nothing. And that's the stupidest shit in the world. Like, I learn shit every single day, even people younger than me. I mean, listen, y'all, we in the TikTok age. These young motherfuckers is teaching us everything. So with that being said, please have a willingness to learn, please. Number 3 is going to be someone who has hobbies, because I can't tell you how many motherfuckers I've dated, talked to in the past that ain't got shit going on, and then they start impeding with my hobbies because they don't got nothing going on. Why you always got to do this, and why you can't come hang out, and why you can't, go find something to motherfucking do. The fuck is wrong with you? I got shit to, what? Excuse me, I have a job, and I like to go work out, and I might want to go have a drink, and I have friends, and there's stuff that I have to do. I cannot date somebody who don't have nothing going for themselves, and I don't even mean that on a monetary, financial level. Find you something to do and get the fuck out of my face. Love you, but get the fuck out of my face. Anyway, next is going to be somebody who understands the concept of more than words. And I really personally think that this could be something that, had I understood this concept before, it could have probably saved some of my relationships. And I say that because for me, more than words, I don't remember the name of the guy who actually sang the original song, but if y'all remember back in the day, Frankie J came out with he released the More Than Words cover. And the premise to that song is pretty much, I can say I love you all day long, but that ain't gonna mean nothing. I have to show you that I love you, and I'm a more than words kind of person, right? So like growing up, like I lived with my grandparents, and I don't think I've ever heard my grandfather tell my grandmother he loved her. Not saying that he didn't or he never said it, but I just never heard it. But I could see it in his actions. You know, he made sure everything in the house was running, everything was good. He made sure that us as her grandchildren, because he married my grandmother and he wasn't even our biological grandfather, but he took care of us and didn't treat us no differently than he would his own grandchildren, which to me shows so much more love to my grandmother than saying I love you. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I kind of got that in me. I'll fix your car. I'll fix your house. I'll fuck you down. I'll fix your food. I'll do whatever you need me to do. But sometimes I can be a little lackluster, and that is something I'm working on. But then also that is my love language, and I'm learning that I have to find somebody who is okay with accepting my gestures as the word love, opposed to me just be like, love you, give me smooches, you want some smooches, come here, baby. No, I don't like all that baby talk shit. Like, put my dick in your throat and shut up. Anyway. Sorry, I'll be digressing. That is horrible and that's embarrassing. Anyway. Okay, so my next and last one of these 5 green flags is actually going to be goal and solution oriented. Ain't nothing worse than a person who can only come with problems and cannot do anything to figure out the solution. It drives me crazy because I'm a very solution-oriented person. And it's like this ongoing joke about girls, you know, girls can't have no guy friends because, like, I'm the guy friend to be like, okay, cool, you done told me all this, what the fuck we gonna do about it? Are we gonna roll up on this nigga or what? I'm also the kind that's like, it don't hurt that bad, you still there. It can't hurt you that goddamn bad, you still there. So with that, I need somebody to come in my life and kind of know how to do that for themselves, because I've had plenty of people that I've dated or talked to, whatever, who were not solution or problem fixers or whatever you want to label it as. And it honestly was an issue for me because I'm a fixer. I'm a people fixer. I like to do stuff for people and make sure everybody's good. So on top of me trying to balance all my stuff out, now I got to balance all your motherfucking shit out. So with that, it's like, and I heard B. Simone say it the best, and don't come on my shit talking about bad about her because I love her, but I heard her say, don't come to me telling me there's no trash bags. Come to me saying, hey, I'll be back. I got to go get some trash bags. What's the solution? What is the solution? I don't want to hear. I want to sit here and talk about your problem if you cannot hear what my solution is going to be for you. So yes, those are my 5: accountability, willingness to learn, someone who has hobbies, someone who understands the concept of more than words, and then also somebody who is goal and solution oriented, so they can get the fuck out of my face. I'm just playing. And you know what? Listen, I also put this on my little list for today. I know some of y'all probably think that I'm crazy or like a little slow or touched or just whatever the case may be, because I be on the internet showing my ass all the time, figuratively and literally. However, I really want y'all to understand that I am a fully functional citizen of the United States. I just find humor in a lot of everyday situations, and that is, to be honest with you, that's how I've had to survive. I've gone through a lot of stuff, and I've had a lot of things happen to me in adulthood or, you know, childhood or just whatever the case may be, where I had to laugh myself through things or I would have went crazy. So if some of you all are sitting back and just being like, God, this dude is so corny, or why is he so, you know, all the time, it's just a way that I've trained myself to cope. So, you know, even if I get nervous or if I'm scared, I start cracking jokes. I can't tell you, I go to a job interview, start blah, 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 blah. I'll leave up out of there. You know, I might not get the job, but at least they know I'm funny. I hope I'm funny. I'm just playing. I know I'm motherfucking funny. This only happens when I'm on camera. I swear to God, it'll stay lit any other time. Anyway, so guess what? Did y'all know Noah's Ark is coming back out? Did y'all know that Noah's Ark saved my life? I'm just kidding, but it did save my gay life. I really want, if possible, I really want people. Y'all tell me, what did Noah's Ark do for y'all? Because I can tell you precisely what it did for me. And it sounds so corny, but where I'm from, there was literally nobody like myself that I've really seen out and about and publicly. There were a few little gay guys here and there, but I was so DL and scared to be around them and, for people to see me around them that it just wasn't something I did. So I stayed DL until I was about 22 years old. I remember being, I feel like 17, 18 years old, still living with my grandparents, maybe 16, 17, still living with my grandparents. I had a laptop, and I don't remember how exactly I came across Noah's Ark. And I don't remember how exactly I even gained access to be able to watch every single episode. I think, actually, I came across the movie first. I watched the movie where they got married. And then I was like, what is this? And I think I did the research and found the actual show. And me watching that show honestly helped me see that there was this is going to sound so corny, but it helped me see that I was not the only person like myself. The thing about that show that hit me the hardest was Wade, because I could see how he was kind of struggling with his identity in that show, and he had a partner who was very comfortable in their identity, and the partner, because he was so comfortable in his identity, probably started becoming a little insecure because Wade was not comfortable in his identity. And that's something that I actually relate to. I went through that in one of my earlier relationships where I was just like, no, and I could just see it, and it really helped me. Y'all don't get it. I think I don't know if I ever met a trans person before. I used to sit at home in my bed underneath the cover with my headphones on my laptop watching this, just so my grandparents would not walk in and see me watching it, because in all honesty, I felt like if I got caught watching that, it would have been just as bad as getting caught watching gay porn. But me seeing that, I seen two guys get married, I seen these successful gay guys, I seen relationships, I seen friendships, I seen just so many things that I had never seen where I'm from, because like I said, you didn't see that. So it really helped me stop hating myself, because I hated myself for years. And I think everybody who's gay or DL or whatever the case you want to say, whatever the case may be, they go through that period of hating themselves. And so that show, Patrick Ian Polk, you changed my life, bro, because you honestly helped me stop hating myself. When I was able to finally see a representation of myself and a few other people that I could possibly relate to, it really helped me realize that I needed to get the fuck out of my hometown. Because I did also realize that there was just none of that there, and at least I did start to get. I got around a few gay people when I got a little older and stuff like that. But around in that time, that saved me. That saved my life. I even had a girlfriend and was just watching it and was just like, damn, I should probably not be with my girlfriend, because I relate so much to this story. So I'm really, really fucking excited to see this come out, it coming back. I had the biggest crush on Noah. What's his name? Daryl Stevens. Because I like me a little softy. I'd be like, come here, let me, rub my fingers up in your hair and whatever. But yeah, what? Come on. And then what was the thing? I seen my first. I think it was my first drag show I seen on there, and it was Randy. His name ain't Randy. His name is Rodney. He was on there, and it was but it was a song that he had sang on the stage down to the drag show, and it was good. And his boyfriend embraced him, and I remember him being so embarrassed, and he was so scared to tell him, or his husband. And his husband was like, babe, man, do that shit. And that just made me feel like, damn, man, I'm so happy, y'all. This was a coming into my adulthood, gayhood, whatever situation. So I'm very, very thankful that Patrick Ian Polk felt the need to represent us on TV, because I think maybe he knows now, maybe people's reached out to him and told him just how much of an impact he had on their self-esteem and whatever, just by the shows that he did help create. But I don't think he knew it when he was doing it. And to me, that's just like, this man has created a cult classic, like, staple in history. And a few of his other movies, like Boy Culture, I've seen a few of it. I'm really a Patrick Ian Polk fan. There was another one called The Skinny that was really good too. A lot of them, they got good plots. And I actually became like a diehard Patrick Ian Polk fan as a DL guy, because these were the only ways that I could really express or see myself or anything. So I would just sit home in my bed underneath the cover with my headphones on my laptop, watching it, getting some pussy every night. Anyway, so yeah, definitely shout out to Noah's Ark, shout out to Patrick Ian Polk, shout out to Daryl Stevenson, shout out to Rodney, because I know Rodney, I hate that I cannot think of his name right now, but I have heard from so many people that man is like the godfather in Hollywood. Like, if you want to be in Hollywood and you want to be put on and you want a mentor, get up underneath Rodney. So make sure y'all go follow Rodney. Somebody tell Rodney to come follow me, because I'm trying to get the fuck on. What the fuck? Shit. Anyway, so off my Noah's Ark soapbox, I can't wait. I'm going to have like a Noah's Ark watch party. I'm just kidding. But Patrick Ian Polk, invite me, I know you see my last message. Anyway. Anyway. Okay, so, we are going to go ahead and get into what's grinding my gears, right? Now, y'all know I'm very irritable, easily irritated. But what's really grinding my gears lately is the fact that I can't dance, and it's pissing me off. I miss back in the day. So look, I don't know how old y'all are watching this, but I know people back in my day, the songs had instructions in them, and so we knew what to do based off what the song was telling us to do. And now these new TikTok dances and shit be so crazy, and then you got to make up the shit to make it look like it's something. Like, let's just just hear me out. We get songs like the cha-cha slide. 1, 2 step. Cha-cha. Spin around something. You told you what to do. We had 1, 2 step. Let me see your 1, 2 step. Boom. We had, what's this one? Step in the name. Step in the name of love. Step in the name. Step side to side. Round and round, hit the ground, separate, bring it back. Come on. And then come on, even the dip. I put my hands up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. You put your hands up on my hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. That's all instructions. It wasn't hard. Now they got you wanting to do this goddamn hip shit. The song don't say nothing about your hips. They want you to do this motherfucking shit. It don't say nothing about it don't say nothing about none of that. I miss doing the goddamn Soulja Boy. You, the fuck? Y'all pissing me off at these TikTok dances. Even though, listen, I'm a 40-year-old man trying to do these TikTok dances. That's probably why y'all think there's something wrong with me. But I think what saves me is the fact that y'all know I'm just being goofy and I'm not trying my hardest. Now, some of these men really be out here dancing on camera, and y'all scaring the hoes. Listen, if you a man, a straight man out here, and you doing TikToks for real, and you dancing, y'all scaring the hoes. Them hoes are scared. They standing on the other side of the club watching y'all do them TikTok dances in the club. I don't know how to, y'all know I can't dance, whatever. I tried it. It looked like I was sledding or some shit. All right, so next. The whole story. Now, y'all already know. Say it with me. Why do we call it the whole story? Because you got his side, you got her side, and then you got the whole side. And so, listen. There's obviously not a story this week because I don't have a fucking life outside of my living room, apparently. But I want to talk about fantasies, right? I want to know. Okay, do you think fantasies should be talked about? And if so, what is y'all's fantasies? Like, what is something that y'all always wanted to do, but you're maybe scared of the judgment that may come with it, even though can't nobody really know your business. But in my case, somebody can know it. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. It is what it is, because I'm grown and sexy around here. Sorry, peace. All right. So listen, this has been my fantasy for a while. I want to have two different type of threesomes, right? I want to get with a gay couple, and I want to, terrorize both of them. And then also, I want to get with a straight couple. I want to get with a fine-ass girl and a fine-ass guy, and just honestly, I ain't even get to touch the guy. I'll be all on the chick just as long as the guy look good and I can just still feel. You know what I'm saying? I just want to experience it. Even if, listen, I really want to. Y'all listen. We're gonna break fourth wall. So I've always been a little scared of DP. I've been looking at it on the porn and be like, oh Lord, that's somebody's child. God, Lord, there's somebody's child. You trying to split that motherfucker in half. But I've been watching some porn here lately. And there's this one particular. It's in one of Raheem. He got Raheem's harem. There's one of them in there. I don't know. They was DPing the shit out that motherfucker. And I was like, I want to try it. I want to listen. There's something so sexy about somebody just submitting all the way for me and just curling up into a ball and just taking that dick. Yeah, that's all you can do is curl into a motherfucking ball. And I don't know, it's just something really. I'm really starting to understand the fact that I might be okay with the polygamy. Polygamy is the polygamy. That's what it's called, polygamy. I might be into that, but I'm also really selfish. I want my cake and eat it too. Yeah, I want to go get me some ass, but you let a nigga run up in your ass with some what? Listen, I think. So I'm just gonna speak because I don't feel like other guys are comfortable enough to say this, or maybe they're just alpha male, blah 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 blah. I would absolutely love to see one of my partners get slutted out, with me. Let's, run a train on you or whatever. Just me and another person, another dude or something like that. It would have to be somebody that we're both attracted to, but the only thing is, his dick cannot be better than mine. Because I'm going to feel some type of way if you get the hoop and the hollering over, and I'm just sitting over yeah. I'm still here. I lose my goddamn mind. I would lose my mind. And I actually had this conversation with a few of my friends the other day who have, experienced threesomes and been the middle person in the threesome, and they said that they can feel a difference in the penises that go in them. And so for me, if you said, oh hell no, you gonna fuck my nigga better than I'm fucking him, which is gonna be up damn near impossible. However, no. Now, I bring a little. I was like, I bring a little twink in the bedroom to fuck you, and that motherfucker be like, you gonna do what? No. So I guess somebody who's a bottom don't want a twink fucking them, and so you got to bring somebody who's another alpha dog. Okay, then I've been shot that nigga, so it's just like, okay, let's just not do it. But then I'm also understanding that, like, I don't know if I'm all the way okay with being 100% monogamous now. Now that I'm single and I'm starting to just understand people's boundaries, what people like, what people don't like, I'm really starting to understand that I may be okay being in a throuple. Now, that's a little different for, I think, the polygamy for me, because, like, that just means y'all have, like, a understanding of, like, a third party that may come in or out or whatever. But for me, I'm thinking, like, throuple, like, we all just gonna be in a relationship together. Nobody has no precedence over nobody and shit, because I might get a little bored sometime, and then also, like, shit, why the fuck wouldn't you want two fine ass motherfucking men in your bed with you at the same time? Shit, whoo, man, come on. And then some other things that I've said that I wanted to start doing now that I'm single, because I've never had my hoe phase, and I'm very upset about that, to be completely honest with you. My body count is embarrassingly low. It really is. Everybody else is out like sex positivity and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just out here like, I can't get no ass to save my life. What's really going on? Anyway, what I really do want to do, I want to start going to sex parties and like sex clubs and those cruises and like stuff like that. And like, but I don't want nobody to touch me. And so it's like, that's the thing that's gonna get it fucked up, because like I'm kind of a prude, but I'm a prude. I would talk a good game, but I don't want nobody, I don't know, touching me. And the problem for me in that situation is I'm gonna go there and be sitting in the corner like this, enjoying the view but still judging everybody. And so I don't even want to do that, because like I'm gonna be, but listen, I said earlier, because y'all see that thing in Houston where they was at the pool just eating coochies and everything and just whatever, and like that shit, what? I would love to be at something like that. I went to Pensacola one time with my homeboy Jeff, and there was like these fat ugly ass white guys that was at this party like start sucking each other's dicks, and I was disgusted because they was ugly. Have they been fine? I'd be like, everybody, round up. The fuck, shit, man, come on, bruh. I've been like, round that shit the fuck up. And so I do, they don't have no nice male strip clubs. Basically, I just like to see ass. I love to see ass, and I want to go see it publicly. I love like voyeurism and stuff like that. So I pretty much just gave y'all all of my fantasies. I hope these aren't things that I should be embarrassed about. Pretty sure some of y'all like to get like shit on, so I'm not really that embarrassed about my few fantasies, because I am gonna have a threesome with a male couple. I do want to, because I've had a threesome with 2 girls before. I do want to have a threesome. I've had a threesome with 2 guys, but it wasn't like a couple situation. I want to do a couple, and then I want to do another threesome with a girl and a guy that are together. And I want the guy to have like a thing about watching his girl get slutted out. And maybe if he even want to put his mouth on me too, whatever. But we're gonna work on it. I'm just putting all this out there in case any of y'all are fine and want to come do this with a real nigga. I'm definitely down to be somebody's third. That way I ain't got to focus on one. I'm gonna try not to be ghetto. But no, because it's already half eaten. The thing is, listen, y'all, I bought this because I wanted to show y'all, because it's my item of the week. It's my guilty pleasure item of the week. And I buy like one a week. And my intention for this one was to buy it and bring it on here and show it to y'all. But that Patti LaBelle banana pudding is so good. I can't even put it into words. Y'all don't listen. There's very rarely am I at a loss for words, and that is one of that motherfucking banana pudding. It's like she put her foot her ankle, her corns, her hammer toe, her everything in it. I ain't never had nothing so motherfucking delightful. And you know the fucked up thing, it's $10. And you know I'm cheap, so if I paid $10 for it weekly, come on, bro. And it come in a thing about this big. And like for me, I done got to the point to where like, let's go portion it. No, I live by myself. Nigga, even if I didn't, you touch that motherfucker, you getting put out. Listen, hold on. I'm trying to keep it real with y'all. You keep the spoon in the little container and you just throw it back in the fridge. And like for me, I wake up in the middle of the y'all don't need to know that I sleep eat. I didn't need to finish that sentence. I sleep eat junk food. I eat in my sleep, y'all. It's crazy. One of my, I think only a couple of my friends have really experienced that with me. If there's anything sweet around me remotely at all, I will still be in a full slumber eating it. I gotta quit smoking weed because that just made me having munchies and still be asleep. As I light my blunt. The fuck? So make sure, I want y'all to also, it's been a minute since I've said it, so make sure that y'all are liking, share, Keith, quit drinking on her. Listen, what happened was I thought last week's episode was going to be a disaster, so I was like, and when I watched it, I was like, oh, it's actually a good episode, so maybe I'll drink again. I probably should not do that. That's probably very irresponsible and stupid. And speaking of last week's episode, we did talk about the difference in wanting to be called Black and African American, and I took a poll on my social media, and I asked people, what do you prefer to be called, Black or African American? Every single person said African. Every single person said Black, and nobody said African American. So, white people, if you're listening to this, if you have the opportunity to address us publicly or talk to us or just whatever the case may be, don't call us African American. That shit is so awkward, bro. Call me Black. And again, I don't think a lot of you all realize that not every Black person is African American. Shout out to my girl Mandy B. I say she's my girl, but I want her to be my friend. But shout out to my girl Mandy B from over at the See the Thing Is podcast. She was actually explaining that where she's from in Florida, she went to school with a lot of Haitians and Jamaicans or Cubans, just whatever the case may be, to where a lot of them technically are not, they're Black, but a lot of them were not African American, so a lot of them could not necessarily relate to the African American struggle, if that makes any sense to y'all whatsoever. So for me, I think it's kind of like stupid to generalize any person of color as African American, even though we're all derivatives of, we all derive from Africa, but you still got to be respectful of how someone identifies, because you got to think also, Elon Musk is African American. A white person from Africa who comes to America would technically be African American. So why not just call me Black? Because y'all call him white. Ain't Elon Musk, ain't he from down to the Africa? So, what have y'all been listening to? Y'all know I stay in my old school bag, boy. I stay in my old school bag. Stay in it. So, what's been going on is I actually been hearing a few remixes lately. There's a few songs that I did not know had actual upbeat remixes to them. So, I want y'all to go check out the At Your Best remix. It's called the Gangstar Child remix. At Your Best is by Aaliyah. Cold Blooded. It's got a whole different beat. This song is sang in a completely different melody. It's crazy. And then also You by Jesse. Oh Lord Jesus, I love this man. I'm having a brain fart. The song You by Jesse. Just know his name is Jesse. He has a dark child who is LaShawn Daniels, who passed away a few years ago. He remixed You. Jesse Powell, he sang that motherfucker down on that Dark Child beat. So definitely go check that out, y'all. Those are definitely some old school. And I don't know if y'all have noticed this about me. I low-key want to be a DJ. If y'all go to my social media, y'all cannot tell me my choice in music is not fucking lit. And then I really try to bring it back nostalgic. If y'all notice, a lot of my music choices are older, because I really love to make us feel like we did when we was kids and wasn't stressed the fuck out about everything all the goddamn time. So if y'all want a little sense of nostalgia, go check out my Instagram page. It's at Keith Wayne __. And with that, everybody, listen, I think we've come to another end of the show. I don't have no quote for this week because my ass been sitting over here drinking. I do want to just say, though, that yesterday happened the way that it did, so today can happen the way that it should. And then tomorrow will happen the way that it should. I'll fuck that all the way up. Here we go with this shit again. Damn. If you look, my day ones know. Go watch my old episodes. All right, here we go. So yesterday happened the way that it did. So today. So, yesterday happened the way that it did, so today can happen the way that it should. Today will happen the way that it does, so tomorrow can happen the way that it should. There's nothing that... Quit looking at me. Just quit and stop looking.
What's poppin', my nigga?
Yesterday happened the way that it did, so today can happen the way that it should. Today happened the way that it did, so tomorrow can happen the way that it should. There's nothing that will be put in your path that an OnlyFans bag can't fix. And all of y'all's mamas is hoes, and I can't wait to see they pussy lips on this Freaknik documentary. Anyway, I love all of y'all, and I want to thank all of y'all for tuning back in to another episode of Kicking It with Keith.